Hello again everybody, welcome back to LilyLuLou. My name is Karen, the Junk Journal Geek. If you haven't been here before, a warm welcome to you, and if you are a returning visitor, thank you so much for coming back and joining me today. Now I'm carrying on working on this little folio, and I'm hoping that I'll be a bit more with it today. So after yesterday's performance, and I was fumbling around, couldn't do anything right, but anyway, enough of that, let's get on with it today. So I finished off, I can't even remember how far I got with this pocket. This was the one I was having particular trouble with, but as you can see, this is the, I thought I might have problems with these buttons with these little notches in, but it's on now. So the pocket's stuck on. I've just put a little bit of washi tape over the back of that button just for a bit of extra protection, and I've done the same behind this button inside, and then I've stuck the whole thing down on those three sides so that there is a tuck spot there. So at least I got that done. Would you believe I have just sat down, switched the camera on, and now Max is whinging to go out in the garden. And I think that was all I did. I just finished that off. So I still haven't found my little template that I made to remind me of what needed to go where, but I do know that on the front, this project was originally done by Julie at Camellia Crafts Designs. Forgot to mention that in case you haven't seen the first part, and I will link all that in the description box below. But she used a little frame on the front. She was using a pack of a Stamperia paper pad and a pack of ephemera that went with it. And I'm using a Tim Holtz pad, the Wallflower pad, but I don't have any ephemera to go along with it. So I'm making my own ephemera or using stuff I already have. So I finally went down to the garage and got my Big Shot out, and the only die I still have is this Framelets die, and so I used that to make these little frames. Had a little bit of a play around. So I've got 4 frames there, and then I've got these, you know, what were the middle bits cut out, so I can use them to tuck bits and pieces in. And then obviously I've got the, you know, the what was left of the papers after I've cut the dies out, so I might be able to do something with those. I mean, I could put, you know, a piece of acetate or vellum behind there and make a pocket, as well as doing that with the frames. So let's have a go at doing something with those. I'm just going to let the dog out. Sorry about that. I bet he'll be out there for 2 minutes and then he'll be scratching to come in again. Right, so I've got to decide which of these is going to look best on the front. I think this one's going to be a bit tricky to stick any acetate or vellum onto because it's very thin, so it might have to be one of these fatter ones. I'm going to try and lift you up a little bit because you seem very close today. Hopefully that's a bit better. I hope I haven't made you feel sick doing that. Not sure. I think these ones are a bit, no, they're definitely not that side. The reason I'm thinking about the pink side is because I think I'm going to use pink sari silk as the closure. So right, just let Max back in, sorry. Right, and also if you hear lots of noise in the background, I apologise. I got up this morning and forgot that I was going to be recording, and I've popped the dishwasher on. So now I don't have any acetate, so I'm thinking I might use the vellum again behind my frame. So I need to bear that in mind when I'm looking at these. This paper is not Tim Holtz paper. I can't remember which pad this was from. So maybe that one. I think this pink is too pink, and I don't like that side. This, I think this is Tim Holtz paper, but not this pad. No, I think it's going to be this one. So it's just whether it's that side or that side. I think that side. So I now need to cut my vellum down so that it will fit behind there. And it's a fairly square piece, so it doesn't really matter which way I go. So let's have a bash at that first. So how are you all today? I hope you're all happy and well. It's Sunday morning here. Everybody is still in bed at the moment. I don't think I will get this video completely finished today. If I go a little bit in from here, it should be enough. I will probably have to do this, you know, film this in 2 parts like I did the first section of this. But we'll see how far we get. I think just snip a little bit more off this bottom. And that's just about right, maybe a little bit more off there. So I managed to retrieve also my double-sided tape yesterday, so I can use that today on this vellum, because let's show you while I think of it. When I stuck these in, I used glue rather than double-sided tape, and when I first did it I thought, I'm not going to like that, it's crinkly, you can see the glue, but now it's dried I can still see the glue, but I think it's okay. I think we can live with it. So, and by the time we've stuck some decoration on, I think it will be okay, but I don't think I would use what glue did I use? Cosmic Shimmer, I think I used here. I don't think I'd use that again. I might try with some different glue, but I think the clear double-sided tape is the way to go. So which way did we decide we were having this? This way, or it was that way, wasn't it? So we need to pop that on. Now this is actually the reverse of the way I cut the die, because on the other side you get a little embossed edge, which it doesn't have on that side. But I feel like this side, mind you, let's try and grungy it up a bit and see how that looks. Never thought of that before for some reason. Let's get so I'm going to want to ink it anyway. So maybe if I dull it down a bit, this side will look better. Right, let's have a look at that. Oh yeah, I think that looks better. Right, so let's ink the edges of this before I try and stick the vellum on. Max is rummaging through my craft supplies, which are on the floor next to me. Max, leave it. Yeah, I know upstairs I've got some, I haven't got acetate, but I have got some clear packaging that I've saved to use for things like this. But I forgot to get it out last night. As I say, everybody's still in bed at the moment, so I thought if I use the vellum, it ties in with what's inside as well. Yeah, I think that looks okay. So let's get some tape on here. Where's my tape? Is this narrow enough? Yeah, it should be. Max is being a pain today. He's decided it's one of those days where he's going to go in and out the garden every 2 seconds. Well, he thinks he is. He is mistaken. No, Max. Come on, in your bed. Go and rest while I'm filming. Good boy. Oops, 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 oops. This is probably fiddlier than glue, but we're just going to go with it now. I can hear Max has got his toy now he's going to play with. So if you hear any squeaking, that's what it is. Let's just hope he doesn't decide to come and jump up to try and get me to play with him. Right. Let's just burnish those. Make sure they're adhered properly. Have you watched Julie's video of making this? She seemed to make a much more efficient job of it than I am. And hers was lovely, but the Stamperia papers are beautiful. Not that Timmy's papers aren't beautiful as well. I used the Stamperia papers, not the same one obviously, but the engagement and the wedding journals that I made last year. The engagement one was for my daughter. I've got that back to finish it off. Did a little bit of that on camera a few weeks ago and haven't got any further. And this piece isn't stuck properly. That's better. So yeah, they are lovely papers. Now, if I've got any overhang once I've done this, obviously I can go around and trim it. Oh no, I haven't. That's good. Now I've just got a little bit of extra tape there, so just rub that off. Just in case it's on a section that's not going to be sticking. Right, so that's done. So that's how that looks. So we will pop that on the front there. And then, I know it's not too obvious, it does blend in a bit, but then once we've got things in there, it will stand out a bit more. So let's see if the glue wants to play today. Let's get rid of those bits of rubbish. deciding which way up to put this. Come on, glue, wake up. My daughter bought Max a tug of war toy, and he's very slowly trying to demolish it. But it's one of those indestructible toys. I mean, there's no such thing with my dog as an indestructible toy, but it is taking him a while, which is good. So let's get this where we want it to be. There. And I think on Julie's one for her closure, she used seam binding, which is gorgeous, but I don't have any of that. And I think she just wrapped it around the whole thing a couple of times. So I've got some, as I say, I've got a big roll of pink sari silk. So I think I'll just wrap that round, because there's quite a lot of pink in this paper. I think that will work. So that needs to dry now. Then these vellum envelopes need a little bit of decoration. We need to make a belly band to go down there. The back needs a pocket on, and then that will disguise the fact that this script is all upside down. And then the other things, I think here Julie had a tuck of some sort in the corner, if I remember correctly. That was where the book went, the notebook. So yeah, we're getting there. Now, because as I say, I don't have all these bits of ephemera that Julie had, we're going to improvise with things. Let's see, look, these little bits that I've cut out there, you know, we could stick those in here, or we could, you know, stick them on as a tuck. So I've got some little bits now there that I can use. I've also got my pack of bits here, and I also thought, you know, I could do things like cut the birds out from this bit of leftover paper, things like that. So I can't remember if Julie had anything. Oh yeah, she had a vase that she cut out and some flowers and made it into a tuck spot there. So I could do something like that with the birds. I could cut the birds out and they could be a tuck spot maybe. Or look, you know, if I go through this, there's plenty of things I could fussy cut and use as tuck spots. I don't know what Max is doing under my table. So I'll have to have a look at that. So what do I need to do next? Belly band. I need to make a belly band for this part. Now I did have I've got some strips here of Tim Holtz paper and other papers. Oh, I was going to do a frame out of that. I've just remembered because I thought it'd stand out better. Oh well, too late now. Just looking to see if there's anything that sort of lends itself. Max, what are you doing? Where's your toy? This is the right size. Maybe I could use that. And Julie had nice, fancy, she had a paper edge thing, you know, to make a nice frilly edge. Oh, I could cut it with my crinkly scissors. Should we do that? So, first of all, I need to cut. I feel like I need to bring a bit more definition, you know, something different. It's all being a bit samey at the moment. Right, just bear with me, I'm going to find my scissors. Right, what I've done is I took one of the pages at the back of that book that is all the 6x6 pieces, and I've cut them into their 6x6 sizes to use throughout this. And then this one was like that, so I've chopped off this piece, and I'm just going to use these scissors that have like a scalloped pattern to go down the edges. Try and make them look a bit more fancy. Which is easier said than done because it obviously involves me cutting in a straight line. Which is always a challenge with scissors for me. Right, so there we go. We've got a bit more brightness going on now, and I'm going to stick that down. Oh, Max, give it a rest. I just let Max out as well while I was up looking for the scissors, and he's back again at the door crying. See, look, even that side would look nice, but I'm trying to bring a bit of zhuzh into the whole thing. So let's just give the edges a bit of definition. And I think I will need to trim this once it's on, because it's, in fact, maybe I should trim it before I pop it on. Excuse me. That silly croaky voice again this one. No, I'm going to stick it on and then I'll just trim it off when I've done. So let's get our sticky page back in. Which is a bit more on the bottom because I will be trimming that, and so I need to make sure it's actually glued. So it's a bit hard to judge the middle when you've got these. Oh, I keep wanting to pull that string off, but it's the button closure on the other page, isn't it? I think that's about where I want it to be. Ish. So So I will leave that to dry for a bit, and then I will just come and trim that bottom off where it's just overhanging. The reason that that is slightly bigger is because when we folded this, although it's, you know, 6 inches high, it's minimally less than the 6 inches because the paper is folded over, so that's taken up a little bit of the 6 inches. So we just need to trim that bottom off, but I will do that once the glue has had a chance to stick, otherwise it will move as I am trying to trim it. Max, quiet. I'm not sure, 100% sure that is completely straight, but Max, leave it. Shh. Good boy. Good boy. Right, so that's that bit done. So then back cover, we need a pocket. So where have I just stuck that on? I'm going to leave that open to dry. This needs a pocket. My little lid's broken off of my glue bottle. So I want to use something I think I chose quite a bit of a wishy-washy bit of paper. This is from the other pad, so the width's about right. Oh, maybe we'll have that. It's got the pink in, that sort of blends in. Right, so that would need to come to, oh, well, it's going to be just under 6 inches, isn't it? We know that. Right, I'm just going to chop this down. I changed my mind. I took the paper that was the same as what was there and popped it on. Obviously, it's a smaller scale, but it blends better with the back cover, and I decided I wanted the pocket to cover the whole of the back because of this upside down script. So I've just cut this piece minimally smaller than the size of the back cover, and I'm going to pop a thumb notch in there if I can find my punch. Yes, I found my punch. So we'll have just a little notch in the side there, just so that you can see that there is a pocket there. And we'll ink this. I think it needs a little bit more ink so that it blends in. Max, will you leave that alone? Oh, I can see why he's going for that. I've saved a cereal box and the liner to do something with it, and it's on the floor under the table next to me, because I did think about using the cereal liner here, and obviously he can still smell the food on it. So he's having a little bit of a rummage there. But no, Max, you're not going back out again. Come on, in your bed. He definitely wants to be in on the action today, doesn't he? Right, so I'm going to glue this on the 3 sides and pop it on there. I'm saying that as much for me as for you. Well, more for me than for you, really. Max, come on. Be a good boy. Good boy. Get down. You can't come on camera. Get down. I'm gluing. I'm going to have an accident if you do that. Aren't I? Come on, get down. Can you see his nose? Down in the left-hand corner of the screen. He's jumping up and sticking his nose in. Right. Let's see if we can get this on without making a mess. I don't want it to go right up to the fold, obviously. I don't want it to interfere with anything. The glue is squidging out a little bit, but again, I'm just going to leave that to grab. And then that now just looks like the cover. It doesn't stand out, but I think that's better than having a real contrast there. So I've had to stop and start this so many times today. Again, I have no idea how long this video is. I was hoping to get this finished in, you know, just have this in 2 parts, but I will need to check how long this has been going on for. And I imagine everybody will be getting up shortly. So, right, so now let's see what we've done so far. We've got our pocket on the front there. So we will be able to have something in there. Not that, obviously, but that, and that would be too wide, but something. I probably, in the back of the pad, there's the little, I think they're 3x4 pieces that you can use as journal cards. So I'll probably cut those up and pop them in. So we still need to put something here, which I think was the little fancy tuck spot. We need to decorate this. We've got our pocket and our belly band. So again, we'll have something in there. Then we've got another pocket to decorate there. I think that was another little tuck spot there. We've got to make a pocket to go on here, and we've got to make our notebook to tuck in. And then we've got our pocket here on the back. And then we've also got our pocket in the middle there. So we're nearly there, it's getting there, but we still do have a few bits to do. So what we're going to do next, I think I will make this pocket next. So again, maybe we should use the other part of this. I can't remember how wide Julie made hers, so we're going to have to wing it. But we could possibly use that to go there. No. Or we could have the flowers. That would be quite nice. I don't think that one could have the bird. No, I think it's either going to be the other half of that, so it sort of carries on. You've got the edge of those flowers there. Or we could have those flowers. I think I might have these. So I need to go and chop that up now. Hello, I'm back again. So it's the next day again. So I think when I left you, I was sorting out this piece of paper that's going to be this pocket here. So I can't remember what I did on camera, but it's ready to go now. So I'm just going to ink around the edges and pop that on, and then I am going to make the little notebook that's going to slip in here. And while you were away, I have got together the bits and pieces that I'm going to use to do that, to try and reduce on the amount of faffing I have to do on camera. So again, it's first thing in the morning here. Trying to get used to this habit of filming while everybody's still in bed. It's a bit strange, but I'm sure I'll get used to it. I'll probably just get used to it, and then things will go back to normal and I'll be able to film during the day again. But that won't be until hubby's back at work. So, oh, got a bit of squidge coming out there with the glue, which we didn't want. And hopefully that's straight-ish. Now, Julie made her notebook. Well, that doesn't look very straight, actually. Let's just slide that over. Right, leave that to dry for a second. Now, Julie had her notebook so it opened, you know, like this way. But when I was rummaging, I found these pieces of Tim Holtz card that I'd already cut and folded. So I was obviously going to make notebooks with them and didn't get any further than cutting and folding the covers. So I thought my notebook will go this way rather than, you know, starting more papers. Just got to decide which is the front. Doesn't really matter, does it? So I pulled out a sheet of this creamy ivory colour paper, which you've seen before, and some packaging paper, which I always have next to me. Cut them down to fit in here. So I'm just going to sew those in there now. I keep going up too high with my arms, don't I? The camera's in a slightly different position. I will get used to this. Yeah, I'm going to sew these papers in now, and then our notebook will be done to fit in there. So I may need to chop a little tiny bit more off there because it looks a bit snug, and obviously it's quite chunky with the papers in. So I think I would just, see, I thought I was organised, but not that organised. I'm just going to take a little bit more off of that bottom edge. I don't think I need to pause you because I'm right next to you, and it should only take a second, she says, hopefully. So let's just take that down to 5.5, and hopefully that will be enough wiggle room to slide that in there. I don't want to actually try and put it in yet because the glue's still drying. I think that will be okay. So this is 5.5 inches tall that way, and 3 3/4 across, and then I cut the papers to 3.5 by 10 and folded them in half. Yeah. No, Max, we're not playing that game again today. So, and obviously the packaging papers are not exactly square because it's packaging paper, so I think that will be all right. So let's get that sewn together. Oh, I'll ink my cover first before I forget to do that. And let's hope it fits in there when it's all done. I think this piece of paper. It is Tim Holtz, but I think it's from that Memoranda pack. It's not from the same pack that I've used to make the actual folio. That was the Wallflower pack. So I think this is the Memoranda. I don't think I've ever had any others. So that's that, which I decided it was going to go that way, didn't I? So now we need I need a pokey tool. Max, get down. And I don't think I need to clip these together as I'm doing it. Famous last words. I do need my needle. There's my favourite needle. There's my favourite needle. And shall I use the same crochet? Oh, it's rolled away over the other end of the table. Sorry, leaning over here. I wonder if that will be too thin. Or whether to use the wax thread. Might use the wax thread. So which colour should we go for? Oh, that's the white's too white, isn't it? Max, no, you've just been out. Come on, settle down. So that's probably going to be enough. Max, in your bed. He waits till I put the camera on and then he just stands in front of me at the back door, whining as if he's desperate to go out. Literally, I've just let him out about 3 times before I turn the camera on. I'm just going to, before I start sewing this in, I'm going to take a little extra smidge off the edge here just to make that fit into that cover a bit better. Because the packaging paper isn't square, although I've cut it to fit in, it's, you know, a bit wonky on the edges, so that should be a bit better. Right, so where's my middle? That's my middle. So let's just, I will just clip it because I'm a bit cack-handed. Right, so this has taken me much longer than it took Julie to do this. Far more proficient than I am, Julie. Max, in your bed. You're being naughty. So I'm not going to bother measuring, I'm just going to eyeball this. 1. Probably could have done this with 2 holes actually, it doesn't really need 3 this size, but we've gone for 3 now, so we'll have to work with it. Max, in your bed. So I've got 3 holes there through the whole thing. I'm hoping I have enough string here to be able to tie this together. Shall I have, I might have my tie, shall I have my tie on the outside, or is that going to interfere too much? I might have to tie it on the outside and see how we go for a change. So I'm going to go in the middle hole from the outside. That's come through. I'm going to go up to the top. Down to the bottom. Max, in your bed. And then back in the middle. Try and come out the other side of that. I'm not sure if you can see very well what I'm actually doing, but and then we'll just pull these tight. Take these clips off. And we tighten the middle, tight enough. Then we've got one on each side of the middle string, if you can see that on there. So I'm going to tie this in a bow. Julie had hers going onto the inside with little beads on, which was very pretty. But obviously, as my book's going in sideways, the beads are going to be up they're going to get in the way. So as I've done my book the other way round, I think this makes more sense. I'm just trying to tie this in a double bow so that it stays tied. Max, no. He's really been a pickle this morning, isn't he? You wouldn't believe it, but he literally is quite chilled out, laying on the sofa, having a little snooze. And the minute I turn the camera on, there he is, performing for you all. It's like a child. So there's my little notebook. I'm just, these packaging pages will flatten down more, you know, once it's in the pocket, and it'll have a bit of gentle pressure on it to keep the pages flat. So that's that done. We're getting there slowly. So that's quite cute. I think it needs something on the front, but I don't know what. Now let's see if it will fit in. It's either just going to go in or it's going to be just too small, and I think it's just too small, you know, with the glue. So I'll just go and take another little bit off the bottom edge. I'm still here. So let's take 1/8 of an inch off and see if that's enough. Yes, it should go in now. She says. I'll tell you what will help around the corners. Do the middle one, I think. I'm not going to ink this until I know it's definitely going to go in. That's better. Now the bow's stopping it. Maybe the bow wasn't a very good idea. Right, so if I just take another 1/8 of an inch off, we should be good to go. Max, I'm not going anywhere. Just chill out. It's going to be one of those things where you keep chopping a bit more off and a bit more off and a bit more off, and you end up with nothing left. Redo these corners. I may not be organised, but at least you can see, you know, how it really is. that's fine, that's closing. So let's just re-ink those. I think that's quite cute. Max, go and get in your bed. Go and have a little snooze. Good boy. He's a good boy. Right, so that's our notebook done. I do need to put something on the cover, but I can do that without you if necessary, because I feel like this is taking forever, this simple little folio. Right, so let's check where we are now. Let's pop these pokey tool away before I stab myself, and pop my needle back so I don't lose that, and pop that back in there. Right, so we've got our front cover, so I need to find something to put in that pocket. We've got to put something on here to act as a tuck spot. We've got to find ephemera for there and decorate that, put something in there. Got to put something in that pocket, and I am thinking of swapping this string out, because I feel like if I might perhaps use this wax thread, it wouldn't get caught on these buttons so easily. But is the wax thread too big? Don't know, need to think about that. We've got our belly band there, and did I say I'd decided to trim that edge with the same scissors as the belly band so that it sort of ties together? Can't remember. Flip that out, so we've got to put a tuck there and decorate that and put something in the pocket. So, and we've done our pocket on the back, so that needs something, and then we've got that big pocket in the middle. So I've got to find journal cards and things, but I can use the ones that are in the pad, which I think I said before. But what I do need to do is find things to use as tuck spots. Now I did think I might fussy cut these birds and use them as a tuck spot, or I could just maybe cut, you know, across a corner. No, I think it's going to be too big and I'll cut his tail off. So should we have a try at fussy cutting? I might fussy cut, but not, you know, not all the way round. Fussy cut the actual bird, but leave the bottom corner intact. Maybe that will be enough. Oh, that's one reason why it's taken me longer, because that's my excuse anyway, because I've had to cut things out, whereas because Julie was using ready-made ephemera, she didn't have to waste time doing that. I don't even know if I've done any other fussy cutting in this. But that's my excuse for today, why I'm so slow. Right, we'll scooch around there. We won't bother getting too close to that. You got your toy, Max? Being a good boy. Pitter patter, pitter patter. Right, so a bit of ink around those cut edges. I must get out my other daubers. I need the little ones for things like this. Could have that there. Or where was the other? Here, I think that stands out better. So if I put glue along the straight edges, then that can be a tuck spot. How much of a tuck do we need it to be? Max, in your bed. Yes, I think I will go up a little bit higher on that side as well. About here. Come on, glue. It's time to play. So we'll pop these little birdies down here. And then we need to be looking for some things to decorate the vellum. So let's have a look at what we've got. Let's get the sewing box out of the way. I don't think there's anything else really to fussy cut that's small enough, because the flowers and things on that pad are quite big. We've still got the rest of those framey bits we may be able to use, and the rest, I've got lots of little cut-offs of cards here. So I don't think there's anything. That was the other pad. I'm just flicking through quickly to see if there's anything else that I can cut out to use as a tuck spot. See, that bird there is too big. The pages that were full pages, the pictures are too giant to fit in. I think that's going to be too fiddly, cutting out that bird's nest. If all else fails, we can have something like that. That's quite nice. We're very random, aren't we? We've got flowers, writing, music, birds, but the birds could be singing. And then we've got this little pack of ephemera again from Claire. Let's see what's in here. Maybe. Can't see what I'm looking at, can you? Let's bring this down. More writing. Max can hear. I'm going to keep that out because that matches that, and so we may be able to tuck this somewhere to tie things together. Oh look, we've got more things out of that as well. Butterfly. Max can hear my daughter upstairs getting ready to go. She goes off to start training for her new job today. It's got tickets there. These little things might be able to be used. If you want to see a proper flip through of this, when I got this pack, I did open it on camera and do a flip through. So if you're interested in seeing these things in detail, so I can maybe make some ephemera out of these things to go in here as well. Yeah, I will try and remember to link the video where I opened this little packet so you can see the things better. That's so pretty, that card. Could have made my notebook out of that, couldn't I? That would have gone in there lovely. Maybe that can go in one of the big pockets. We'll see if it fits. And that's Christmassy, so that's no good. So we could put something like that on there as a tuck spot and then tuck things in. So if I do it as a belly band, fix it on each side. There's another one of these, isn't there? So let's pop that down on there. And I may look for some, oh hang on, let's ink it first. I may look for some flowers and things to stick in here and brighten things up a bit. Although it will look brighter once the ephemera is all in. So something down here as well. I can't find my booklets full of Tim Holtz words that I've got. I don't know where they've gone. Oops, that's up the wrong upside down. Whoops. Butterflies there. Did we have a small frame that would fit on there? That's too big. Oh, I do apologise for Max. He's really on one this morning, isn't he? It's too big. So it has to be one of these if I'm going to use this. But I'm still not 100% certain about it. I'm going to see if this will fit in the big pocket. Where's my big pocket? There. It's a bit more colour as well. But we've got a tuck spot there as well. We have to find something to go in. So I think the next thing I need to do really is start chopping things up to make journal cards and things, and then I'll see, you know, what I need where. So I may finish, I mean, I've done all of the actual, oh no I haven't, I need another tuck spot there, don't I? Need something to go there. What's that? No. Julie, on hers, she stuck one of these frames down and then, you know, tucked things in it. I feel like everything's either too samey or too clashy. No, I can't find the right thing. I don't know what I want, but I know what I don't want. This is where I miss being in my room with everything to hand. Right, well, I think I'm going to leave this project here for now, and I will finish decorating it off camera because, oh, that's what I didn't do. I needed to trim that belly band, didn't I? Because you know what I'm like with decorating, I'm too indecisive. We could be here till next Christmas with me still umming and ahhing about what I'm going to put where. So you've seen the actual construction of everything, and all the bits I needed to add on I've added, apart from a little tuck spot on that last side, and then filling pockets and decorating, which you all know how to do, and it's obviously all just to your own taste. So I think I will, oh, I've got myself, got all got my knickers in a twist here now. So I think, let's just show you what we've done and we'll leave it there. So off camera, I'm going to stuff that pocket. I'm going to find something to put here as a tuck spot. I'm going to fill this with ephemera and fill this and maybe decorate this a bit more. I'm going to put something in there and something in there. I've got my lovely little card in there, which is beautiful. I need to put something in the belly band, or maybe I should have put that in there so you can see the loveliness. Yeah, maybe I'll pop that there. Then we've got our notebook in here, in this pocket. We need to decorate this and put something in there, and maybe decorate the back where it's upside down. Got to find something to go in there. And then something for this pocket and something else for that middle pocket. Where's it gone? There. So that's our little folio. It's finished, apart from those little bits, but the actual construction of it is finished, and you can see how to do it and what have you. So thank you for joining me today. I hope that wasn't too painful. I'll be back again hopefully in another couple of days, but in the meantime, enjoy your own crafty time. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.